Good Thursday morning, everybody, and I'm here to talk about your Think About It Thursday. So let's get started. Okay, so today's Think About It Thursday is about your sources of down payment. And really, this is for anyone, but especially you first-time home buyers that may not know the rules on down payment and that sort of thing. So let's talk about the sources of down payment. First of all, the best source is money that is in an accessible checking or savings account, money market, something like that, something you can get a hold of. Liquid funds is what they consider them. It is not cash in a mattress or stored in a safe at home. That's a no-no. Okay, we can't use that. You have to have verifiable funds in order to use the money for a real estate transaction. So that's the number one and best source is money that you have in some kind of accessible account. It's got to be liquid assets, okay? So let's talk about another source of down payment that you can get. So one of the things with some of my borrowers, they have had to sell something in order to come up with enough cash for the down payment and closing costs, and you can certainly do that. So if you do that kind of thing, though, you want to document it very well. If it's an item like a vehicle that has a title, you want to make sure the title has been completely filled out front and back with your signatures, the buyer's signatures, and all that. You want to make sure they don't pay you in cash, okay? You want to get a certified check. And you want to not commingle those funds, which means you don't want to put those in an account, like a checking or savings account, with any other deposits. You want to be able to show the underwriter that check A went into bank B and it's all the same money, okay? So that's easy for the underwriter to source those funds, and that's a very important part of that process. So that's another source. Another thing you can do is you can get gift funds from a relative or someone you've got a relationship with can gift you money. That requires a gift letter. It usually requires that the person gifting the money will have to show a bank statement or similar statement showing that that was liquid funds in one of their accounts. They didn't borrow the money from a credit card to give to you so that you can buy a home. So it has to come, again, from liquid assets they already had on hand that are in some kind of a depository account. All right, one of the best sources of down payment. But for those of you who already own real estate, it is the one and only time you can actually borrow funds in order to come up with down payment. So for someone that already owns property, you can take out a HELOC, cash out refinance, something like that on property you already own to help you buy more real estate. That's the only time you can borrow money in a real estate transaction. Now, your lender will want to know what the terms of that loan are because they're going to put that in your debit column on your credit application to make sure that payment doesn't keep you from not qualifying for the loan. So let's talk about what you can't do. You can't go out and take money out of a credit card. You can't borrow money against your car. You can't do any of those kind of things where you're borrowing funds for your down payment closing costs. That is a no-no. Okay, so you just don't do it. You can't do it. It's the underwriter is going to see right through that, and it's going to cause you an issue in getting the house you want. However, so if you're buying a piece of property from a relative, someone that like a grandparent or aunt, uncle, somebody like that, cousin, they can give you what's called a gift of equity. So a gift of equity is they're going to give up part of the equity in their property to help you make a down payment. So what I would advise you to do before you say, well, I don't have enough money to buy a house, or I don't know all the ins and outs of how I'd even come up with the funds. Talk to your favorite mortgage loan originator. They can walk you right through this process. If you've got questions for me, send me an email at Eddie, it's EDDIE, at homeloansinc.com. Again, Eddie at homeloansinc.com, and I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. Have a great day, y'all.